Hola! The video today is on comparaciones or comparisons, okay? So, for example, we're talking about if somebody is shorter or taller, or he is the tallest, or she is the shortest, or younger, things like that, okay? This can be a little complicated. Some vocabulary you might want to know, so you're going to put these at the top of your sheet. Okay, the first set of words here we have are más, which is more, menos, less. You learned menos last year, so menos used with like time or subtracting or just math in general. Tan como means as something as. So if I were going to say as pretty as short as. And then tanto como is as much as. Okay, I have a blank here because we can also put a noun in there, which you'll see a little bit later. Okay, these ones on the right actually have a star by them because I consider these irregular ones. Okay, we have mayor, which is older, menor, younger, mejor, better, and peor, worse. Okay, so these are used to make comparisons. For example, if I wanted to say that he is older, I could say él es mayor. Okay, or he is older than someone, I would use que. Él es mayor que Juan. He's older than Juan. Okay, so we do use these in comparisons. However, they don't follow the structures that you have towards the bottom. Okay? But you do need to know these words. Okay, now we have some grammar-y looking things down at the bottom here. Okay, so numero uno, your first comparison structure. You use el or la with a noun with más or menos plus an adjective to talk about somebody being the most something or the least something. Okay, and the example I would like you to add here is yo soy la hermana más joven. Okay, you guys learned joven last year, young. So, I am the sister more young, or I am the younger sister, or the youngest sister. Okay, so the most young. If I wanted to say that I am the prettiest sister, or the most pretty, I would say yo soy la hermana más guapa. Okay, so really you can replace it with a lot of different adjectives after this word más. Okay, I could also say yo soy la hermana menos fea. What do you think that one means? So I am the sister less ugly. So I am actually prettier, or I'm the prettiest sister. So by using menos here instead of más and switching my adjective to the other one, I'm saying I'm the least ugly. Okay? Okay, for número dos, we have más or menos with an adjective and then the word que. And this is making a comparison between two people, between two items, between two places, whatever. So, example here would be, I'm sorry to talk about that you're more or less something than someone else. So here we do have to include an adjective as well. So if I wanted to say that I am taller than my sister, or I am more tall than my sister, I would say yo soy más alta que mi hermana. Okay, so looking at this structure, we have the word más or menos, right? We have an adjective, and here I used alta, and then I have que, and then I have the two people I'm describing on both sides of that, okay? So just because your structure just has these simple things in there, don't forget you might need to include verbs, you might need to include your subjects. This is just the comparison part of it. Another example for this one would be if I wanted to say I am shorter than my sister, yo soy más baja. Okay, here we have número tres, using a verb in más que or menos que. So if you want to talk about that you do something more or less than someone else, okay? Por ejemplo, if I wanted to say that I cook more than her, yo cocino más que ella. Okay, another comparison that we could do using this would be like, yo duermo menos que ella, or I sleep less than her. Okay, so really we can replace a lot of these words. Okay, número cuatro, we have tan, using an adjective, and como. This is making a comparison to say that you're as something, as someone else, okay? Por ejemplo, Lily es tan guapa como yo. Or Lily is as pretty as I am. Okay, building off of that, número cinco, we have a verb with tanto como. So if I wanted to say that somebody does something as much as I do. So another example, we'll stick with Lily, which is mi hermana, okay? A Lily le gusta hablar tanto como yo. So Lily likes to speak as much as I do. Or Lily likes to speak as much as me, as a lot of you would probably say. Okay, another example for this one would be like, Lily cocina tanto como yo. So Lily cooks as much as me. Okay, this last structure is using tanto or any form of tanto, like tanta, tantos, or tantas, with a noun and como, to say that there are as many blank as something. Okay, a couple examples here. I could technically use this to talk about age if I wanted to. Por ejemplo, Lily tiene tantos años como yo. Couple of things to notice here. The first one is, I'm using this to talk about age because we use tener when we're talking about how many years we have. So Lily has as many years as I do, okay? Now, another example with this, you could say something like, I tantas manzanas como uvas. Or there are as many apples as grapes. Okay, so you don't just have to use people with these comparisons. You can use a lot of different things. Okay, on the back side here, you have 6 translations, okay? What I did do was, on the front side of your sheet, all of your structures are numbered. Like 1 is using that el and la with the noun with the más or menos or the adjective. Número 2 was using más or menos with adjective and que. So these on the back here actually follow that structure. So anything that goes for number 1, you're going to use for number 1 on the notes from the front side, okay? So that'll at least help you decide which structure you're going to use. You actually have to fill in the rest of the information, okay? I want you to try to do that. It'll probably take you a good 5 minutes, so pause the video, and then I'm going to start putting the answers up. So pause it right now, because they're coming up. Okay, here we have numbers 1 through 4. Just to talk about those a little bit. We have ella es la más joven. So she is the youngest, or she is the most young. Another way you could say this is ella es menor, so she is younger, okay? Now, because we have youngest in this, we actually need la más joven, okay? Because we're saying that she is the youngest, not just that she is younger. So if you put menor there, because that's at the top of your notes, you're close, but you're not quite there for that one, okay? Now, you could say ella es la menor, so she is the youngest one, or she is the younger one, all right? But you do need this la here, because you're saying she is the most something. Okay, for the rest of these, we have número dos. He is taller than her, or he is more tall, okay? Remember, in order to form that taller word, we actually say more tall, más alta. Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. Hope you caught my mistake already. Here we have él es más alto, because he's a guy. Okay, another thing that you're going to notice while you're doing these is that your adjective needs to fit the first person that you're describing here. Okay? All right, número tres, we have mi madre limpia más que mi padre. So my mother cleans more than my father. And then número cuatro, el plátano es tan maduro como el aguacate. So the plantain or the banana is as ripe as the avocado. Okay, hopefully you got those right. Número 5 and número 6 are popping up. Okay, número 5, we have I wash the dishes as much as my sister, so yo lavo los platos tanto como mi hermana. And then número 6, I have as many friends as him. Yo tengo tantos amigos como él. So for this last one, just be careful with tantos, because we need tantos to match amigos here. Okay, so tanto is not going to match yourself. It's going to match your friends, because you're saying you have as many friends. So it's talking about your friends. Okay, so be careful with those adjectives and how you use them. What I need you to do now is the rest of your paper, you have some comparisons of your own. So I want you to pick any of those 6 structures, okay, and come up with comparisons of your choice, okay? So talk about you and your sibling, talk about you and your friends, you can talk about how tall you guys are, you can talk about what you like to do and who likes to play more than someone else, who does more chores, whatever you want to do. So I want to see 3 comparisons on your paper, okay? So that is what your homework is to finish this up, and adios.